Yo, what's poppin' peeps? You got your boy Nandra here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, I wanted to go ahead and touch on a few different things. This is going to be a game replay if you guys are, wondering about that. But I wanted to go ahead and touch on a few different things that I'm going to be trying to cover in this video. So one of the things I'm going to be trying to cover is using your HP as a resource. Now I know I have a few different videos that go ahead and touch on this in the past, but most of these are kind of outdated, but some of them are like a year old or something like that, maybe even longer. So I wanted to go ahead and try to make a new one. Now this one is it's not gonna be the central focal point of the video. It's just gonna be one of many different things I wanted to go ahead and touch on in this video. The second thing is dealing with / preventing storm lethals from Haven as Haven. So generally, I know one of the many things that people complain about right now in the current meta game is that oh well, there are three big ticket storm damage finishers, four or five actually if you count Limworm and Aisha as well, such as Limworm, Aisha, Jungle Warden technically, King Elephant, and then lastly, Heavenly Knight. Oh, also technically Saphira, but I'm not going to count Saphira because Saphira is more of an inevitability thing. Anyway, big ticket things that are just, they're massive. They come out, they hit you for upwards of, let's see, the smallest one hits you for 3 to 7, and then the next, 3 to 9 damage, 9 if evolved. The next one after that hits you for 8. And Limworm and Elephant typically hit you for 9 to 10, maybe possibly 12 in the case of Limworm. Yeah, these are big damage numbers, and they kind of hurt. And naturally, people don't like getting hit with them. So I wanted to go ahead and try to touch on this as Haven, just because I feel like it's a pretty important thing. Because one thing that I talk about all the time is you have to understand ward spacing. You have to understand both ward spacing as well as counter pressure. These are two things that I think are very, very important. Counter pressure is that you want to make it so they cannot play Storm Unit on you for free unless that Storm Unit is killing you or unless that Storm Unit has ward. Thankfully, of the 5 or 5 or 6 big ticket Storm Units I just mentioned, only 2 of these have ward. Only 2. Sorry, there's technically 3. Only 2 to 3 of these have ward, and the ones that have ward usually hit you for a little bit less than the other ones hit you for, and they're kind of opportunity cost because most of these are gated at 10. Are gated at about 10 PP with the exception of Heavenly Knight, which can come down on 7. Anyway, so let me go ahead and show you guys the list I'm using. Where is it? No, not this. Here we go. Alright, so this is the list I'm using at the moment. So, for those of you who are wondering, if you've been tracking some of my videos or whatever, and looking at my score from when I uploaded or whatever, you'll know that in the last 3 days I've climbed almost 5,000 points with this deck. It would have been even more than 5,000, possibly even 6 to 8,000, maybe even a full 10,000 if I wasn't playing solely for getting chests and then immediately stopping my stream right after I get the chests. Anyway, so onto this game. So this is gonna be a game of the Haven Mirror. This game was insane, honestly. This game, it felt like one of those games where I was playing out of my mind. And, sometimes you have to do that in order to outplay some of these storm units or whatever. You do have to play out of your mind. You have to be a very, very good player and have a lot of counter pressure and make sure that they cannot play these things on you for free. When you give them the go ahead, the green light, if you would, to go ahead and play these things on you for free, that's usually how you go ahead and lose the game. Now, obviously, you might not think that you don't have a say in this, but you do. I promise you do. No, I guarantee you do. But obviously, your say will differ depending on what deck you're on. So here, I go ahead and I'm mulligan my hand. I had 2 Heavenly Knights in my hand. I go from 2 Heavenly Knights down to 1 Heavenly Knight. Honestly, and this is another big thing for me, I actually do not like getting Heavenly Knight in my hand. I don't. As far as I'm concerned, it's usually a dead card, because most of the time, how you win, how I particularly as a player like to win as Summit Temple, is making some big board and then hitting you with Knight. I don't go for the, oh hey, let me throw 3 knights into your face like back to back and just have you die from that. No, I don't like going for that, because like that can be stopped very, very easily. It's literally as simple as just, oh, removing the knight, putting a ward in the way. Simple. Like that's all you gotta do. Because for the most part, most of these big ticket stormies, with the sole exception of both Limworm and then Elephant, they have to respect wards. Like they have to respect wards. Anyway, onto the game itself. So here he plays at Summon Temple on 1. So when he plays at Summon Temple on 1, that gives me incredible information. I now know, oh, he's mid-range Summon Temple. This is good to know, because like for all I know, before he played this out, he could have been any possible Haven deck in the world. I would not have known, but now I know, and this gives me perfect information on what I have to do now. So here I'll go ahead and play out the Globe. See what I get. Globe is amazing here, because he played that, but I got to play Globe. I'm already kind of ahead of him. So I pick up the Tea Time. Tea Time's also great here. He plays up to a Priestess. I'm like, okay. So again, this is also free information. Because he played this out, I know he's low on cards, which means I know he got White Diamond. Very, very few people get Black Diamond in the first place anyway, so this kind of like adds on to that. So here, what a lot of you guys might do is you might have gone ahead and just like played either Moria or play Scripture. I play neither. I'm not gonna play either one. I'm gonna go ahead and play the second Globe. Like the cards matter to me a lot, and I can empty out my hand by the time I get to turn 4 anyway. Like the 2 damage I'm taking here, it doesn't matter. He can hit me in the face with this 3 times if he wants to. I don't care. So here he plays Moria. So I like that he played Moria here. Like it's actually it's a pretty decent spot to play Moria on, because like it pops on my turn 4. I went second, so that's my evolve turn, and that's good. However, playing Moria in this matchup is a very, very dangerous thing, because you don't know if you're in a spot where you're gonna make the guess correct. And if you play it, you have to make the turn before it pops. You have to put something on the board that they have to put a creature into play to deal with. If you can't do that, you honestly shouldn't play out the Moria. Or if they don't already have a creature in play, you shouldn't play out the Moria. Like I feel like that's like a waste. Anyway, I'll go ahead and play up the Carapace here. Again, keeping in line with what I said. Like this 1-2 just matters to me. I don't care about it. Like the Scripture is important because these Haven decks, they all play like different things, right? Well, I say some different things, but like not too many different things. But in particular, the things that like I'm worried about are Snow White. Snow White is redonkulous. Like it's a great card, even after nerf, still a great card. And then also there's the 3/3 that comes back. There's like the 3/3. It's basically a Mordecai. It attaches itself to countdown amulets when you kill it. I kind of forgot its name. I'm really sad I forgot its name, but yeah, I'm basically afraid of those two because I'd already seen them like once before, or like earlier during my stream. Anyway, so what we're gonna do here, I was gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a next level play. So I was really hoping that I would have the Snow White when I did this, and I do. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're purposely gonna go ahead and play Moria here, right? We'll play Moria, draw a card. You want to get the Moria into you want to get the Moria going again during the Evo Wars, because it gives you a leg up on the Evo Wars. It's basically like a free destruction effect, and that's what you use your Evos for in the first place. Which means now you can go ahead and you can do even wider boards, because with an Evo, because Haven is one of the classes that have like good swing card Evos. What you can do now, because the Moria pops, or you can go ahead and kill a creature, kill a creature with Moria, kill another creature with your evolve effect, then kill a third creature by swinging in your evolved creature. That's insane. That's really good. And then I'll go ahead and actually make another play. I'm still not going to scripture that. What I'll do instead is actually going to play the Snow White. Now this Snow White serves a very, very big purpose. So I played up the Snow White on purpose because now it pops, it comes back, then I go ahead and then this pops too. So now I've given him something to evolve into. I've given him things to start him into a chain reaction. There's no way in hell that he's just gonna leave this 3/5 in this 2/2 in play. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna play Tea Time, then I'm gonna reverse Tea Time him. He's gonna try to evolve over me, but it's kind of hard to do because I have a 5/5. When he does it, I play Cudgel, I play Snow White, I have the board. oh, look at that, you can no longer play Heavenly Knight, because if you play Heavenly Knight, I will not only remove it, but I will put a ward in the way to block another one, and because you've already committed to that line, I'm going to kill you. So here, yep, he takes the bait, he plays the tea time, like, the tea time is the best line for him to take. Now here, this is a really interesting one, because like he can still play around my trap. Like if he's smart, he can play around my trap, and what he can do is he can go ahead and he can bump here with his 1/2. It will do 2 damage because of Summit Temple. Then evolve tea time, ping this so it dies, then trade here. Now by doing this, what will happen is I'll have a 5/4. As a 5/4, it cannot be banished unless I'm willing to play Star Torrent or something like that. I'm never gonna play Star Torrent. Well, I'm more than likely not to play. I'm more than likely not going to play Star Torrent, I guess is more accurate. It's something I can do, but he doesn't know that I can do that. So let's go ahead and see what he does. So naturally, he just evolves to ping it, and like, okay, cool. All according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan. Anyway, so he hits me in the face again. So this 2-drop has done 6 damage to me, and I don't care. I don't care in the slightest, like, because I know that the only thing that he can kill me with is Knight. Like, as long as I block Knight, it doesn't matter if I'm at 2 HP. Well, sorry, it doesn't matter if as long as I stay above 3 HP in order to dodge like Black Crystal stuff from Darkhind. But yeah, like as long as I'm at 3 HP or higher, I'm effectively at 20 for all intents and purposes. Additionally, look now, I'm going second. But he had to use First Evolve. He had to use First Evolve, and the Evolve was bad because I get to evolve over him. So, oh, also now because of the fact that I have my Moria popping, he can't play anything that would evolve over this. Like, if anything, this has to be the turn where he has to go ahead and try to play Amulet, but you can't do that because, well, I have a 5/5 in play. A 5/5 hurts. So here he plays up Jewel Priestess. I guarantee he's probably gonna go for card draw again. I'm gonna be like, wow. He then plays up Bacon John. I'm like, okay. He went for Black Diamond. Going for Black Diamond is really smart because he knows he's going to take some damage here. However, he still should have evolved, but like it's a Feels Bad Man evolve because that is your last evolve, obviously. It's very Feels Bad Man, but he still should have done it. However, he doesn't do it. But that's fine. It just means he's going to take. It just means he's going to keep taking a beating. So here I go ahead and I go with the Cudgel evolve. The Cudgel evolve is sick because I get to go ahead and remove that 2/3. I go ahead and remove it. This now frees me up to go ahead and play up my Snow White if I like here, and that's really good. Snow White is always good because like Snow White is basically like protection from AoEs / removal effects, unless it's banished effects. So it also trades up as well because with Summit Temple it becomes a 2 mana deal 4 removal spell, and that's insane. Or possibly even deal 5 if you have an Aether of the White Wing. So here, it's his turn 7. Can he play Knight? Nope. He can't play Knight in any good certainty because he knows that if he plays Knight, I will go ahead and I'll just get revenge the Knight. So here, he goes for Black in play, Dark in play. Going for Darkhind for tea time is really good. Like if you played during Wonderland Dreams, they'll know just how good like tea time into Garuda was. It's basically the same thing. And then he goes ahead and removes my board. However, look at that. He's out of Evos. I still have an Evo point left. I still have a lot of gas in the tank left. Like, he's kind of like, the amount of cards I control to the amount of cards he controls is almost doubled. Like, I control 11 cards, he controls about 8. So what I'll go ahead and do here is after some deliberation, I'll actually go ahead and play out my Summit Temple. Then go ahead and play out my White Wing. That was the top deck. It pulls me out Serenity and Hind. So now what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go ahead and use this to trade into his Bane unit to kill it off for free. And then from there, what I can go ahead and do is I can go ahead and then evolve. I have to make the evolve because if I don't make the evolve, I will in fact die tonight. And I go ahead and I evolve my Serenity and Hind. I evolve it to draw a card. The card draw is always good. I can pick up Morias. Morias are a big deal because I need it if he plays Knight here. Because now, where we currently stand, I died to 2 Knights, but if he doesn't have 2 Knights, I'm perfectly fine. So, we'll see what happens next. So when I had to evolve this, I was very very terrified because like you might think that this line is okay because it invites in Bacon John. However, that's not actually true. A play he could have gone for is he could have gone for a scripture into his own Aether to then pull a knight of his own. Aether pulled knights in the mirror are actually insane because they put in so much work. At 8 HP, you can't just like trade your knight for their knight. No, you have to actually invest things like say Mourier or something like that in order to be fine. But as you see here, I don't have a Mourier. I don't. So things like that were going to be difficult. And if we did have knight here, I was going to be in a very very awkward spot because I can kill the knight, right? I can kill the knight. However, I won't be in a spot where I can prevent second knight. But here, he plays out the Serenian Hand. This is good for me because like he's afraid. He's afraid of taking damage because he knows if I have two knights and he takes that 3 damage there, he'll die because 2 knights is 14, and then plus 3 from the Aether is 17, so he'll be dead there. But this is good because now yet again, I control so many more cards than him that have all these options in the world. And as long as I put myself in a spot where I never die to 2 knights, I'm fine. I'm perfectly a-okay. Because I've been putting out counter pressure this entire time. So here I'll go for Light Hand of my own, to then go ahead and play out Jeweled Priestess. I go for this play because again, Summit Temple means that if anything with 5 HP, which is effectively 5 attack hits me, I'm dead to knight. And this is a seemingly innocuous play from him that that just kind of puts me out like under like a stress test or whatever, like and presents a possible hidden lethal. So I'll just go ahead and do this to go ahead and clear it off. Okay, now this part is the biggest one. At the end, I realized that I realized that I should go ahead and Summit Temple. Now you might be wondering why would I play Summit Temple as opposed to playing out Black Diamond? The reason being, I don't actually know if he does or does not play Aegis. If he plays Aegis, I'm currently board blocked, and I would rather not be board blocked. So this way I can go ahead and I can still play Knight if I want to, while also at the same time not compromising damage, because I don't actually know if I'll need every single point of damage to kill him, but you know, I have a lot of damage, so I might as well just, you know, go with it like it is. It's really important to never leave yourself board blocked when you can. Yep, so here he finally plays that knight. Like, he's wanting to play at knight the entire time, but like I think he held off on doing it because I think he had I think he was waiting to draw another knight. But now he knows he has to go for it. He just has to go for it. Like, he's drawn so many cards, so I'm pretty sure he finally found second knight. But as you see here, the knight dies on board. This is actually a very very big deal. Like, generally, this one talking about counter pressure. Like, when you're the only time a storm unit is too good is when you either cannot kill it immediately, or when it in fact puts you to 0 on the turn it comes out. Prior to that, the storm unit is pretty shit. Like, in all other honesty. So what we're gonna do here, right, is we're gonna go ahead and trade in here, kill it immediately. Yes, I'm sacrificing both my dudes, and I'll finally use the scripture that's been in my hand since turn 2 to go ahead and remove his Snow White. Snow White is terrifying for me. I don't want to deal with Snow White, not at all. No, thank you. So again, it doesn't matter that I'm at 5 because as long as I have a ward, he cannot kill me. He cannot kill me, and I can make a few different wards. So I'll go ahead and slam him down in the face. So now, I myself am finally threatening lethal. Like, I'm finally at the point in the game where I can use up all of my cards and just be like, okay, yeah, like let's see what you got. This is part of the game where it's like nut up or shut up, and let's see what he got. So here he plays out another knight. I'm like, okay. So he plays out this knight to suicide into my knight. I'm like, wow. So I was actually right that he did in fact have a second knight, and he was just waiting. But this is good. Honestly, for him, I definitely might have just been like, oh, let me just go ahead and like YOLO the knight and then just like wait for a knight as a top deck, because if you try to telegraph like that you have like double knight, a good player will see that and will just go ahead and play around it. Whereas if you try to go ahead and you try to like set up a situation where you perhaps like do not have like the second knight, then like like they're not gonna play around Knight as like a top deck most likely, or at least most people don't. Anyway, so here I'll go ahead and play Moria here. Look for the top deck. If I find Knight, I win. Instead, I find Aether. So now what I'll go ahead and do is trade. Now the reason why I'm making this trade is actually for a very big reason. One is because like this game has gone on for a while, and two, I didn't actually track the number of scriptures he's used. That like I know now at this time of recording that he's used 2. However, at the time I only had remembered seeing 1. So if he has Third Knight here, Third Knight plus Scripture kill me if I just go for Grimnir. So instead, I want to go ahead and go for my Aether instead, because Aether sets up lethal as well. Like it brings out this Knight as a 3/8. That's effectively a 7/8 on his turn, and this hits for 8. So if I have it, he's dead. And here he just goes and he plays Jean. I'm like, okay, that's fine, because Jean's not a ward, so he can die here. He can definitely die because this is still healing. This is still hitting for 5. But I pick up my own Jean. I'm like, okay, cool, nice game. I go ahead and I just smack him in the face for 8. I go ahead and play up my Black Diamond. The Black Diamond, as well as the fact that this is a 3/8 and I have 2 creatures in play, signifies he is dead. And we're finally able to bring this game to a close. Yeah, like the big things about this game were that like I made sure that that every single point in time to have counter pressure, to make it so that like his so like him playing a Storm Unit and just ignoring my board was never an option for him. Never an option, because like well, it was an option exactly one turn for exactly one certain situation that I was in. But yeah, but you always want to make sure that they have like counter pressure out, like when you versus like these Storm decks going into their Storm turn. You want to make sure that like that they go for that play. That you basically just hit them with the Young reversal, and you make sure that them playing that unit is what causes, or them playing that unit / units are what causes them to lose. Like you want to go ahead and lead them to give you the win. Like, you know, coerce them. Just because like most people will go for the obvious immediate line, especially if the line has Storm, 9 out of 10 times. Like that's just how these like ladder players work. I'm sorry, that's just how they work. So if you can like one up them and like think ahead of them and like and think to a part where like, okay, well, what do I do to beat that, or how do I put myself in a spot where he loses when this happens? Then you're gonna be much better off, and you won't have to worry as much about, oh, well I'm just gonna die to like the Storm Meter or whatever. Now, granted, this doesn't work all of the time, because there are some games where you do in fact just, you know, oh, when my opponent just has like a turn 7 Limworm, I can't do anything about it. I just get dunked for 10, and then just like has a second one when I kill the first one, because, you know, Limworm goes through wards. But I find that these cases are few and far in between, whereas most likely it's usually that, oh, well, I did something kind of greedy that like invites in a Storm unit, and then he just has a second one because okay, I gave him initiative, I gave him like the key to the gateway to play the first one, and that's how you lose. Like you don't want to be in that spot. Like that spot feels awful. But yeah, hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed. Since like I said, like this video just kind of talked about like a bunch of like different aspects of playing Haven, as well as just like in general tips you can kind of like use for other decks. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.